I want to talk about the 3 reasons why I hate construction. I absolutely hate construction. You just need to be very, very wary when you're about to build a house or buy a block of land to build a house, right? So the first reason I detest construction is that it takes forever. It takes forever. You know, building a house is like putting a 20,000 piece puzzle together. 20 people doing it, but they've all got blindfolds on, right? Typical contractors, they just don't talk to each other. They're always turning up late. They've always got delays. The thing about construction is, you know, when it rains, you just can't do anything. You know, recently I tried to pour a slab, and the drains went down before Christmas, right? Early December, and it took them another 6 weeks before put that slab down. So they love holidays. Anytime the word D or December comes up, construction workers absolutely stop. They get on the beers, they go on holiday. Everybody knows it, it's the truth, right? So delays. That's the thing about construction, right? Construction. The second thing about construction is you've got to pay retail. And so what that means is 99% of us who might be investors or renovators, right? We are not in the construction industry. Look at me, you know, I'm wearing a business shirt here. I've got keyboard hands here. If you get me on the tools, I'm probably more dangerous to you and I than anything else. But my point is that when you're doing construction, you've got to pay retail. So if you're wanting to do a project, how do you get a profit margin when you're paying someone retail, right? You can't do that. So it's very, very challenging. If you're building 20 townhouses, building 20 apartments, you're paying retail price. You're not paying a wholesale price. And that's one of the mistakes I learned earlier on. I'll come back to that. And the third thing about construction is that you've got holding costs all the way through. And if you're building a house to sell and it's a gorgeous house, you can't even rent it out. Right, you can't even rent it out. So, you know, if you're building a really nice house, it's very hard to sell off the plan. People can't visualize what you're building there, and you really got to finish the product there, and you've got to wait 3 to 6 months to be able to sell that product, and you can't rent it out most of the time, unless it's an investment property. Even then, it's a challenge because you've got to get all the pieces of paper to be able to rent it out. So, having said all that, you know what? I talked about the houses that I'm building. When I started out, firstly, I'll introduce myself. My name is Yang Nguyen from Advanced Property Strategies. I've done approximately 100 property transactions, and I love property. I really do love property. And when I started out, I did a few renovations, buy, reno, sells, buy, reno, holds, a few projects here and there, a few splitters, townhouse, strata titling, renovate and strata and sell. And then I also went and built a whole stack of houses. In my career, I've built about 20 houses as a developer. And then I realized, you know, during those times that I built those houses, that when I was buying the land at retail, I was building those houses at retail, and when I came to sell, my margins were very thin. They weren't as thick or as fat as I thought they'd be when I started out, and that's because everything was retail. So how could I make money if I wasn't buying anything or getting any wholesale margins on it? So I figured out the only way to do that was to get land at wholesale, and leave the rest to everybody else. Get land at wholesale. And especially in the last 5 years, my focus has been mainly on land subdivisions. So I'm not saying you can't make money through construction. There are ways to make money through construction. However, majority of the profit is created in the land manufacturing, right? The land manufacturing and the duplication of the titles. We call that the free blocks of land, right? The free blocks of land. So what I've got now is a free webinar for you, free online seminar for you, 90 minutes, and it'll share with you my secrets on how you make money through land subdivision. Doesn't matter what state you're in, doesn't matter what city you're in, there are opportunities everywhere. And it'll talk about how to find these free blocks of land, what to look for, and how you can also turn them into cash cows, right? So click on the link below, register for the webinar, 90-minute webinar. It's a free webinar. Click it on the link below, watch the webinar and study it. And this education is absolutely priceless. It's the stuff that I wish I knew when I started out, right? So it'll save you a lot of money and potentially make you a lot of money. Click on the link below, learn about the subdivision secrets, and don't make the same mistakes that I did. And we'll catch you later. Have a great day, and signing off, Yang Nguyen, Advanced Property Strategies. Catch you next time.